The airports are open but planes sit idle. Beach boardwalks are quiet. Hotel lights flicker in the distance but no one's checking in. Something deeper is unraveling, not just an economic dip, but the collapse of entire ecosystems built on one fragile pillar: tourism. Once thriving, iconic US destinations are now shadows of themselves. And it's not war or disaster causing the downturn, it's something more subtle, more chilling. People simply stopped coming. Which states are already spiraling, and which could fall next? You're about to find out. Casinos still blink neon in the desert night, but inside the crowds are thinning. In Las Vegas, the pulse of Nevada, tourism is crashing harder than it has in over a decade. April 2025 reports show a dramatic drop in visitors. Gaming revenue on the Strip down 3 months straight. Passenger volume at Harry Reid International slipped by 3.4%. Nevada doesn't just rely on tourism, it runs on it. So when the flow stops, so does everything else. Restaurants fade, shows go dark, whole economies flicker. This isn't a temporary slump, it could be a permanent shift. And if Las Vegas loses its glow, what does Nevada become? Golden Gate views, surf crashing along Pacific shores, but, look again. Something's breaking beneath the beauty. California, one of the most visited places on Earth, is reporting a steep decline in tourist traffic. San Francisco's hotels are seeing fewer bookings. Los Angeles is quieter. Anaheim's theme parks, less crowded than they've been in years. Even with $157 billion in tourism spending in 2024, the slowdown in 2025 feels different. Travel fatigue, sky-high prices, and safety concerns are stacking up. The state's living costs are rising, so are its risks. Can California's dreamscape survive without global adoration? Explore deeper truths like this every week. Subscribe to Hidden Realms now and stay ahead of what others ignore. Palm trees still sway, the beaches still shimmer. But under the sun, a cold truth settles in. Florida is in quiet crisis. April 2025 saw international arrivals dwindle. Miami's luxury hotels offer discounts once unthinkable. Iconic restaurants close early, foot traffic fades in Orlando. Why? Higher airfare, rising costs, tighter United States border rules, and a global economy shifting elsewhere. Florida's lifeblood is tourism. Without it, the economy buckles. And unlike other states, it has no backup plan. The real danger, international tourists, the big spenders, aren't coming back soon. A state built on sunshine now faces a gathering storm. Towering skylines, dazzling nights, but walk the streets of Manhattan and you'll feel it. There's this eerie quiet. New York's tourism engine is sputtering. International visits dropped, hotels are scaling back. City officials revised their 2025 projections downward. Over half of tourism revenue came from international visitors. Not anymore. So what's causing the slide? Rising costs, global inflation, safety fears, and a strong dollar. New York is still iconic, but honestly, the cracks are showing. Fewer visitors mean fewer jobs, lower tax revenue, and shrinking public services. Could this be the start of a deeper urban unraveling? If this insight catches your attention, subscribe to Hidden Realms. We uncover what others won't. It looks like paradise, but hey, listen closely and you'll hear the silence. Hawaii's 2025 numbers show a fragile recovery, but they still haven't reached pre-pandemic levels. The reasons? Expensive flights, stricter rental laws, lingering trauma from the Maui wildfires, and local pushback against over-tourism. Hawaii's challenge is existential. Over 1/5 of its economy depends on tourism. When it fades, there's no fallback. Jobs vanish, small businesses shutter, and even deeper, its culture and environment strain under pressure. Hawaii isn't just losing visitors, it's fighting to survive. It looks steady from afar, but Arizona's tourism story is slipping. The Grand Canyon may still awe, but soaring temperatures and water shortages make the trip less appealing. Summer heat now hits record highs and the risk of wildfires grows. 2025 economic reports show weak growth. Hotel bookings in Phoenix and Scottsdale have plateaued. Construction has slowed. Vacation rentals sit vacant. Worse, Arizona's natural wonders, its very brand, are under threat. What happens when nature becomes too fragile to promote? When experience gets eclipsed by risk? Want more stories at the edge of collapse and transformation? Tap subscribe, Hidden Realms takes you there. The jazz still plays, the gumbo still simmers, but behind the culture is a crisis. New Orleans has seen international tourism dip hard in 2025. Major events like Mardi Gras feel thinner, hotel occupancy has shrunk, empty storefronts dot the French Quarter, crime perception is growing, so are summer heat waves, add hurricane risks, and the tourism machine slows dangerously. In Louisiana, tourism isn't optional, it's economic survival, and right now the state's losing its lifeline. When culture can't carry the cost, collapse creeps in. Missouri's charm once drew in the crowds. Today, it feels forgotten. Cities like Branson and St. Louis are seeing steep declines. Visitor spending is down. Hotel occupancy drops by double digits in some regions. What happened? Families are cutting travel budgets, gas prices hurt road trips, crime scares convention traffic away. Kansas City's airport upgrade hasn't delivered the boost it promised. Small towns feel it most. Missouri relied on dependable domestic traffic. But when that dries up, even barbecued charm can't save the books. The skyline still wows, but the flow of visitors has slowed to a trickle. Chicago, long a global destination, saw a 14% drop in international travel. Tourism revenue is slipping, conventions are thinning out, even the legendary Route 66 corridor is fading. Why the shift? Perceived danger, high costs, and a heavy tax burden make Illinois less attractive. And in a year of tight wallets, budget-conscious travelers skip it. This isn't just about hotels or food. This is about a state losing one of its last reliable revenue streams. They say everything's bigger in Texas, but now even tourism is shrinking. Austin, once booming with live music and conferences, reports an 11% dip in hotel occupancy. San Antonio's Riverwalk is quieter. Houston's airports see fewer flights. Summer heat waves, power outages, and hurricane threats paint a risky picture, and as costs climb and travel becomes harder to justify, tourists are turning away. Texas continues to pour millions into promotion, but glossy marketing can't fix heat stroke or blackout anxiety. The Lone Star State built itself into a tourism giant, but in 2025, the foundation is cracking. These aren't random slumps, they're signals. Signals that America's travel industry is facing a transformation few are prepared for. The impact isn't just economic, it's cultural, environmental, and deeply personal. More stories like this are coming. Stories most platforms won't tell you. If you want to see what's being hidden in plain sight, subscribe to Hidden Realms. Like this video and share it with someone who still thinks tourism in the US is thriving, because beneath the surface, the collapse has already begun.